Hello, my friends. Welcome back to a new video of mine. As stated in my last video, I will be talking about the 7 archangels of heaven and the 7 sins of hell. And also I'll be talking about Leon first because I didn't really talk about him. And first of all, thank you for watching. And I had 16 views in 8 hours of my last video. That is crazy. I can't thank you guys enough. But with this, it's really it's making me happy. I don't know. And join my Discord. It's if you go to my channel page, it's right there. It says Discord something something. I don't remember it. We have very interesting conversations of socially awkward people. Yeah. And also, subscribe. If you like my content, like and subscribe, please. Comment down tips on how to make my videos more entertaining and also how to make them more, and also even for my older videos, critique my art. I want that criticism. I need that criticism because I need to know how to do all this stuff. So please enjoy the rest of the video. Leon Omar Vargas. Leon Omar Vargas is the main character of my comic book series and is the one perspective that we follow throughout. He's a rather calm person that doesn't really get into conflict, but he is loyal. Yeah, he is a loyal person to his friends and people he trusts. So if you basically wrong him in a way, he won't forgive you for a long time. So he's a very loyal and calm person. Of course, there are segments where he does lose his cool and does get angry, but generally he's calm whenever. So yep. Leon isn't his real name. It's what everyone calls him in the series because it's easier to say than Leonidas because his real name is Leonidas. Mainly based off the King Leonidas of Sparta and also a Bakugan Leonidas that you get in Battle Brawlers. The Battle Brawlers video game. Love that Bakugan. But yeah, and Leonidas is his real name. Just remember that Leonidas is his real name. No one calls him that because it's not yeah. And then they call him Leon because it's just a shorter version of Leonidas. And he is one of 3 angels. What does that mean? He's one of 3 angel children. But this is basically what I mean. So it's him, his twin, and somebody I cannot talk about yet. So next up, Azrael. Azrael Jesus Vargas is the father of Leon and the Angel of Death. But first, he was a man-made archangel. Well, actually, it went more like an archangel. It went from man to angel to archangel, more like that. It went more to that way. So now let's talk about his appearance. He's a rather 30-year-old man, a 30-ish year old man that has a goatee with white tufts of hair, which, fun fact, Leon also has those white tufts. It's those little bangs he has. I just don't color in his black hair. It looks wrong. Here's what it looks like. As you see, not the best looking thing, and I don't feel like changing that one just to show the contrast of it. And so anyways, Azrael uses his scythe in battle and also when guiding people. and also he represents the virtue of chastity. I mean, not chastity, hope, because he is the hope of the dead, and he's also the last hope of the archangels, and also he is the first hope of the angels, the first and last hope of the archangels, and he was the first angel to put a true battle against the army of Lucifer when he was sent off away from hell. I mean, off to hell. He was the first angel to take out major enemies. So yeah, and also he is based off of my dad. I love him very much, so I said, "Fuck it, let's make him into a comic character." And therefore, Azrael is one of my favorite characters to draw. I am so sorry for misleading you on the virtues. So he is a virtue of hope, but also, a beacon of hope, but also is the heavenly virtue of patience, because the patience of just working with the dead and getting them, and yeah, a very kind person. Well, that's kindness, but he has to be patient with the dead, and also patient on the way there. So, yeah, patience. Next, this one is the Son of Wrath, Satan. Not to be confused with Lucifer. Wrath is the uncontrollable anger of oneself to cause horrible actions to others, being one of the last sins we see in the comic. Satan is, in fact, guess what? He's like a dragon. But first, let's get into his appearance. His appearance is bright red, and with demon aspects of it, because he is the first demon. Even before Lucifer fell, he was there. So Satan is literally the first being of hell. So his abilities are fire. I mean, literally fire. His abilities are fire. And in the hierarchy of hell, he represents the warriors, the fighters of hell. So he's basically the army commander of he's like the ones who train them and send them out to battle. And yeah, the next step, let's do Michael. Archangel Michael is the only biblically accurate angel that is announced in one of the books. I don't know which one. But as always, he is a warrior angel. And which virtue he represents? He represents a virtue of humility. Because of his humility and how honorable he is, and not thinking of him, even though being one of the closer angels to God, not showing off or showing off his title or being very self-centered. He's a warrior to protect everyone, not to hurt or for his own vendetta. So, he represents the virtue of humility. He's upon one of the first batches of angels. Well, he was in the first batch of angels and was there along the next person we're going to talk about, Lucifer. And, yeah, so he has blue eyes. The color that represents him is blue. He has blonde hair, and his main weapon is a sword and shield. So next up is Lucifer. As you know, Lucifer is the king of hell and outcast of heaven, being the first ever angel to be made in the image of Lucifer is known as the fallen angel and is the sin representing pride because of his pride of thinking he's better than God and thinks he can overthrow God. And he uses in battle. He usually uses um a spear and his abilities of smite. If you don't know what a smite is, it is when you literally erase someone from existence. Which spoilers he does in the second comic. Uh, you could probably guess who though. Okay. Okay. Next up is a very diligent worker, the the angel of wisdom. So the angel of wisdom. One second. I gotta get my paper out. Ariel. Yeah, Ariel. So Ariel is the angel of wisdom, the second most knowledgeable person after God, and she has. I gotta grab the paper again. Or rather, as I said, good personality. So yeah, yes, okay. Her color is red, and yeah, she represents the virtue of diligence, and her main weapon is a spear and shield. I based her off of Athena. Athena, badass senorita. Sorry, Epic's been on my mind a lot, especially since the snippet of Fire has came out. And so next one is much like me, very lazy, and so let's get to that one. Belphegor, a very lazy person who doesn't really know what. Well, first of all, let's get his abilities done. He's able to summon weapons, but never he doesn't use them. He uses them as projectiles, and that's just the way he does it. So yeah, after that break, he's a sheep-like person that is very very lazy, as stated, and a very lazy person. So he only uses projectiles, as I stated, and yeah. Next person is has a very strong uh just sense of justice, and of course, I'm talking about Metatron. Not to be confused with Megatron, which is a different person from Transformers lore. Metatron is the second in command. If you might not know the hierarchy of hell, the Archangel Metatron is not exactly what I picture him as. So Metatron basically is like a subordinate, second in command. If it was like a business, he would be like the right hand man, the one that like makes sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. But no, I said no. I wanted somebody to have the ability of justice, so I chose Metatron. Also, I like it. It's a funny joke. Metatron, Megatron, I can get them confused on purpose and on accident. So Megatron, Metatron is a very tall, may I say, African American man with a blindfold over his eyes and has a very strong form of justice. What he uses for justice is his ability known as the judge, jury, and executioner. What this ability does is it executes, it determines, on by a series of questions of this person if they are guilty or not, and then there will be a system where the scale will go either way, and if they're guilty, it will go to the far right or left, and if they're not, it will stay the same. Kind of like how Egyptians used to do it. So yeah, and also if he doesn't get to use judge, jury, and executioner, he will he usually uses brass knuckles to get his thing, and yeah, I was just playing a new video. Metatron represents the virtue of helpfulness, which is the opposite of envy, which leads to the most fun sin imaginable, envy. Well, for me to draw at least, which is a Leviathan. That's what he looks like. I mean, she looks like a Leviathan. Being the only female sin there, her abilities are basically of a sea dragon. So yeah, that's her abilities. And next up is Gabriel. Gabriel is known as a messenger like Hermes, but also in the second batch of angels, and he represents the virtue of temperance. So temperance is the restraint in all one's life of all things, which mainly includes like food and also like doing stuff willingly. And I think Gabriel is the most, but yeah, great. Gabriel is the most fitting one for that. So Gabriel mainly uses his speed to speed blitz everyone, and he's the only archangel with 4 wings that are always on. How wings work is that they're able to disappear and reappear when the angel wants them to, so they're not as noticeable. But Gabriel usually has them always on, all 4. So now Gabriel is kind of looks like a brother to Lucifer in a way. So yeah. Okay. His color is no, not green. Gabriel is blue, and Michael is gold and Gabriel is blue. That's their colors that represent them. And yeah. Next up, this person is very gluttonous in knowledge and also power. Of course, I'm talking about Beelzebub. Beelzebub is an insect-like human that is Lucifer's second in command and the second sin we see in the comic. And his abilities, well, first of all, his nickname is Lord of the Flies, which I think is hilarious. So all those blue marks in the animatic, those black marks you see aren't mistakes. That's his ability, and everyone else, yeah, those were mistakes. But I did those by accident. I don't feel like going back and redoing them. It gives it more personality, and so yeah, he represents the sin of gluttony, and he is Lucifer's second in command. And this next person is one of my favorite characters, personality and looks wise. And who might you think I'm talking about? I'm talking about Raphael. See, Raphael's the healer of he's the healer. So I wanted him to be approachable, so I made him into a child. No, I am not joking. Here's a picture of his concept art. Yeah, I try to make him approachable and easy to like take. Well, it's hard to take him seriously since he is a child, but he does have an adult form that he usually transforms if the person doesn't believe him. So yeah, and he's like the most fun, like the most like immature person ever. So he's part of the seventh batch of angels. And if you're wondering, the seventh batch of angels, which is the last batch of angels, it is the humans. The humans are the last batch of angels. And yeah. So he represents the virtue of gratitude. So basically, what that means is he he basically loves his life and he loves what he's doing. He loves helping people. He loves doing all the stuff for people. He loves doing it, and yeah, his main ability is spell casting, and yeah, he doesn't really use. He uses two daggers in combat if they're getting too close, and his color is green. And now this next person we're going to be talking about isn't the kindest of people, and you might have noticed that I haven't been talking about a certain little greedy little feller right there. Let's talk about Mammon. Mammon is an actual demon. Don't get confused with the Hell of Boss with any of these. These are not the Hell of Boss ones, or the Haswin ones. No, these ones are based off the Bible. I mean, like, they're design wise too. So Mammon, as you know, is greedy, and one of my favorite characters to draw because I wanted to make him hot. I wanted to make all of them hot, so to show how enticing Sin is. So yeah, so how enticing you want to just be with them, and yeah. By the way, so he isn't like the fat clown. No, he's a hunk. He's a piece of muscle. Uh, my gay thoughts are coming back. If my girlfriend's watching, she knows. She knows. I have very weird thoughts. But if she's watching, and also I have a very hard time drawing really unattractive people. I have a really hard time drawing like fat people or like I'm not saying like fat people are ugly. Like if they aren't muscular or like beefy, I have a very hard time. So like Belphegor is like a really hard person for me to draw, but also is a really fun thing, a really fun concept for him. I want to draw him, but I don't want to draw him. Basically, what I'm saying. So yeah. Oh, Mammon. He mainly uses a golden hammer with imprinted jewels, and yeah. This person, the next angel we're going to be talking about is a very loving person, and of course I'm talking about Jophiel. Jophiel is the angel of love and beauty. Um, she represents the virtue of. She represents the virtue of chastity, which I just said. I just had to look it up. Which means basically she's a pure form of un un of restraint of sexual and otherwise. Um, yeah, and she mainly uses a bow and arrow, which I based her off of Cupid, but hot and a female, and yeah. So Jophiel was born in like the fifth batch. Fifth, yeah. Yeah, the fifth batch of angels. Metatron was born like the the, the fourth. Then whoever's in the fourth is born in the sixth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also Azrael was born in the seventh batch of angels, by the way, which is the humans, by the way. So yeah. Next person is one of my favorite characters to draw. Like period. The tongue is crazy on that thing. Asmodeus, the sin of lust, which is Asmodeus is not has does have three heads, but not in the way you think he has three heads. And I'm not talking about his down there area. I'm talking about he literally can summon the other two heads for a power up, and he represents the sin of lust. So yeah, those are that's the video. It is currently Friday, 9 a.m. I literally have to post this in like not even 12 hours, and yeah, and love you guys, and I got braces, and uh 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 the anime is going well, and hopefully you guys have fun watching this as much as I had making having the stress over making this in a week. And love you guys. See you guys next week.